In the heart of Elmwood, a quiet suburban neighborhood nestled between towering elms, stood a house frozen in time. Its weathered facade loomed ominously over the street, shrouded in tales of a sinister past. The Jenkins house, as it was known, had remained uninhabited for decades, casting a dark presence over curious locals. Rumors swirled like autumn leaves about the Jenkins family, who had mysteriously vanished one stormy night, leaving behind a sinister legacy. Many claimed the house was cursed, plagued by restless spirits seeking vengeance for past wrongs. Others dismissed it as mere superstition, a cautionary tale told to keep children away from its decaying porch. However, when the Jacobs family moved into the neighborhood, they saw opportunity in the old Jenkins house. The couple, Alex and Sarah, thought it was the perfect fixer-upper. They believed in the charm of restoration, unaware of the ominous air that clung to the peeling walls and creaking floorboards. As they settled in, strange occurrences became a daily ordeal. Doors slammed shut inexplicably, and chilling whispers echoed in the dead of night. Sarah's antiques would inexplicably rearrange themselves, and Alex often heard faint, haunting melodies when no music played. Despite these scary events, the Jacobs remained undeterred. Sarah attributed it to the house's age, while Alex dismissed it as their imagination running wild in the new environment. One fateful evening, a storm descended upon Elmwood. The wind howled mournfully, and lightning danced across the sky like an angry god's wrath. The house trembled under the onslaught of nature's fury, and the shadows within seemed to writhe in response. As the night wore on, the house began to reveal its darkest secrets. Sarah, unable to sleep, wandered downstairs, drawn by an inexplicable force. The ancient floorboards groaned beneath her feet as she entered the living room, illuminated only by the occasional flash of lightning. There, in the faint glow of the storm, she saw them, the spectral figures of the Jenkins family. Their hollow eyes bore into her soul, their mouths agape as if trying to convey an unspeakable truth. Terrified, Sarah stumbled backward, her heart pounding against her ribcage. She called out for Alex, but her voice seemed to get lost in the ominous symphony of the storm. Shadows danced wildly on the walls, and a bone-chilling coldness seeped into the room. Suddenly, the apparitions vanished, leaving Sarah paralyzed with fear. And then she heard it, a mournful wail emanating from the depths of the house, a sound that echoed the agony of souls long tormented. In a panic, Sarah raced upstairs to find Alex, but the house seemed to twist and turn, its corridors morphing into a labyrinth of terror. She couldn't recognize her surroundings. The walls seemed to breathe, the air thick with malevolence. Finally, she reached their bedroom, but Alex was nowhere to be found. Instead, in the corner stood a spectral silhouette, a distorted figure clad in tattered remnants of old clothing, its features obscured by darkness. Sarah's heart raced as she recognized the figure from faded newspaper clippings as Mr. Jenkins himself. In that fleeting moment before the apparition lunged forward with a blood-curdling shriek, Sarah understood the dreadful truth. The house was a vessel for the vengeful spirits of the Jenkins family, forever trapped within its cursed walls, hungering for retribution against any who dared to call it home. The storm raged on, and Elmwood fell into silence, the legend of the cursed suburban home claiming yet another victim. Frozen in terror, Sarah stood face to face with the apparition of Mr. Jenkins. His hollow eyes bore into hers, sending a cold sweat down her back. Every nerve in her body screamed for escape, but the room seemed to warp and contort, trapping her within its nightmarish embrace. What are you?" Sarah managed to stammer, her voice quivering with fear. The figure, wreathed in darkness, let out a haunting wail that reverberated through the house, causing the walls to shudder and the floor to tremble beneath Sarah's feet. "You should not have come here," the spectral voice echoed, filled with agony and bitterness. "This house, cursed by our suffering, we will not allow anyone to claim it as their own." Sarah's mind raced, searching for an escape route, but the layout of the house seemed to shift and twist, defying logic. She felt a chilling presence closing in on her, the air thick with an otherworldly chill. Desperate, Sarah clutched onto a fragment of courage. "Please, we didn't know. We'll leave. Just let us go." But the figure remained unmoved, its ghostly visage contorted in anguish. "You can't leave. None do. The curse binds us here. As Sarah edged backward, her trembling fingers brushed against an old ornate mirror hanging on the wall. Its surface seemed to ripple like water, revealing fleeting glimpses of tortured souls within its depths. Driven by panic, she reached out to touch the mirror, hoping against hope for an escape. Instead, her fingers sank into its surface, sending ripples cascading across its dark reflection. A ghastly force seized hold of Sarah, pulling her into the mirror's abyss. She screamed, her voice drowned by the cacophony of tormented whispers emanating from within. In an instant, Sarah found herself suspended in a realm between worlds. Shadows danced around her, each one a trapped soul, their anguished faces etched with tales of horror and despair. She struggled against the spectral hands that grasped at her, pulling her further into the mirrored abyss. But the more she fought, the tighter their grip became, threatening to consume her very essence. Back in the physical realm, the storm outside reached its crescendo, its fury mirroring the chaos within the cursed house. Lightning tore through the sky, illuminating the darkened windows as if nature itself recoiled from the malevolent energy within. Neighbors peered out from behind curtains, sensing an inexplicable disturbance, but fear rooted them to their homes. The haunting cries and unearthly wails that emanated from the Jenkins house, warning them to stay away. Inside the house, the spectral presence tightened its hold on Sarah, dragging her deeper into the mirror's twisted reality. She felt herself slipping away, consumed by the darkness closing in around her. Then, in one final burst of terror, Sarah vanished into the depths of the mirror, her anguished cries fading into the night. The storm gradually subsided, leaving Elmwood shrouded in an unsettling calm. The Jenkins house stood in silence once more, its cursed legacy claiming yet another victim, condemning Sarah to an eternity trapped within its malevolent embrace. And so, the legend of the cursed suburban home persisted, a cautionary tale whispered among Elmwood's residents, warning them of the unfathomable horrors lurking within its haunted walls. Story 2. Nestled amidst fog-laden moors stood the Weatherby Manor, its silhouette looming against the haunting landscape. A place of grandeur turned desolate, the manor was a secluded haven for the peculiar and the unexplained. Stories whispered among the locals spoke of the Van der Haas family, who vanished mysteriously on a stormy night, leaving the manor to decay in solitude. The legend woven around Weatherby Manor was one of chilling intrigue. It was said that the spirits of the Van der Haas family still roamed its halls, seeking solace for their untimely demise. Tales were spun about unexplained echoes, phantom footsteps, and spectral apparitions that danced in the mist that perpetually enshrouded the manor. Despite the ominous reputation, a group of paranormal enthusiasts sought refuge within the decaying walls of Weatherby. Among them was Dr. Emily Harper, a skeptic famed for her rational explanations of supernatural phenomena. Determined to debunk the myths surrounding the manor, Emily led her team into the heart of the mist-shrouded estate. As the day succumbed to the embrace of twilight, the manor's atmosphere thickened, a sense of darkness settling upon the group. Doors creaked open of their own accord, casting elongated shadows across the ornate halls, and whispers, barely discernible, echoed through the emptiness. Undeterred, Emily and her team pressed on, setting up equipment to capture any semblance of spectral activity. However, as night descended, the manor awakened, and the line between reality and the supernatural began to blur. The once forgotten whispers grew louder, manifesting into desperate pleas for release. Shadows danced upon the walls, taking shape as ethereal figures that drifted through the mist-filled corridors. Each step reverberated with echoes of the past, carrying the sorrowful lament of the Van der Haas family. Emily, skeptical yet unnerved by the palpable tension, delved deeper into the manor's mysteries. Her team, on edge, witnessed apparitions materialize before their eyes, their translucent forms hauntingly vivid in the moonlit haze. As the clock struck midnight, a tempest encircled the manor, unleashing an unearthly symphony. Thunder roared in harmony with ghostly wails, and lightning illuminated the once opulent halls, revealing twisted portraits and shattered remnants of forgotten splendor. Emily's rational facade began to crumble in the face of the inexplicable. The spectral energies surged, as if demanding acknowledgement of the tragic fate that befell the Van der Haas family. In the heart of Weatherby Manor, Emily stumbled upon an ancient journal, its pages yellowed with age. The fading ink unveiled the family's plight, a tale of betrayal and unresolved anguish. Desperate for closure, the spirits yearned for the truth to be revealed. A chilling realization dawned upon Emily. The manor wasn't merely haunted by spirits, but shackled by the unresolved grievances of the Van der Haas family. Determined to grant them peace, Emily uncovered the hidden truth buried within the journal's pages. With trembling hands, she unveiled the long-buried secret, speaking the words that echoed across the ethereal realm. As the truth emerged from the depths of the manor's silence, the spirit's anguish transformed into serene whispers, dissipating into the misty night. With a solemn calm settling over the manor, Emily and her team retreated, leaving Weatherby behind, its secrets finally laid to rest. Yet, as they departed, a soft whisper lingered in the wind, a silent gratitude from the freed spirits, their legacy fading into the mists that veiled the secluded manor. Emily and her team, the weight of the manor's secrets heavy on their shoulders, retreated into the night, the image of the spectral figures etched vividly in their minds. As they left the estate, the fog seemed to part, allowing a sliver of moonlight to pierce through the dense mist, illuminating their path back to civilization. Days passed and Emily couldn't shake off the haunting memories of Weatherby Manor. Despite her skepticism being tested, she found herself drawn to the enigma that surrounded the estate. Determined to delve deeper into the history of the Van der Haas family, she embarked on a quest for answers. Her research led her to archives and forgotten manuscripts, uncovering the story behind the mysterious disappearance of the Van der Haas lineage. Emily's obsession with unveiling the truth intensified, driving her back to Weatherby, accompanied by a newfound resolve. Returning to the manor, she found the mist had retreated, revealing the aging grandeur of the estate beneath the clearing skies. Armed with the revelations from her research, Emily stepped back into the halls haunted by the tormented spirits of the past. As she ventured deeper, the manor seemed to respond to her presence. Shadows waltzed across the walls, whispers echoed through the corridors, guiding her towards the heart of the mystery. In a forgotten chamber, obscured by layers of dust and neglect, Emily uncovered a hidden alcove. Within it lay a cache of long-forgotten artifacts, a trove of heirlooms, each holding a piece of the Van der Haas family's tragic history. Among the relics, Emily stumbled upon an ornate locket, its surface etched with intricate designs. Opening it revealed a faded portrait, a depiction of a young girl, the last remaining heir of the Van der Haas lineage. The realization struck Emily like lightning. She had unraveled the tragic tale that had haunted the manor for decades. The family's disappearance was a result of betrayal and deceit, orchestrated by those they once trusted. Driven by a sense of duty, Emily sought to put the spirits to rest. Armed with the truth, she retraced her steps through the manor, the artifacts in hand, intending to offer closure to the lingering souls. As she reached the heart of Weatherby Manor, a profound silence enveloped the estate. The air, once filled with whispers, hung heavy with anticipation. Emily held the artifacts aloft, sharing the lost family's tale, every word a tribute to their untold suffering. In a mesmerizing spectacle, the spirits materialized before her, their ethereal forms radiant yet sorrowful. They listened intently as Emily recounted their tragic legacy, their eyes reflecting gratitude for finally having their story heard. With a gentle nod, the spectral figures dissipated into a radiant mist, vanishing into the ether. A serene calm settled over the manor, the oppressive atmosphere replaced by a sense of closure. Emily stood amidst the fading echoes of the spirits, a bittersweet satisfaction filling her heart. As she exited the manor once more, she felt a lightness in the air. The oppressive shroud lifted, leaving behind a legacy of peace and redemption. Weatherby Manor, no longer a haven for restless spirits, stood as a testament to the power of truth and empathy, its secrets finally laid to rest within the mists that veiled its history. And Emily, forever changed by the experience, carried the echoes of the Van der Haas family's tragic tale as a testament to their memory. Story 3. Nestled deep within the sprawling countryside stood an imposing structure known as the Sanctuary of Echoing Whispers. Once a refuge for troubled souls seeking solace, the sanctuary had now become a haunting edifice, steeped in the lingering agony of its past inhabitants. The sanctuary's history was fraught with tragedy. a tapestry woven from the tales of lost souls and unresolved fates. Legends whispered of a myriad of tormented spirits, their anguished echoes reverberating through the halls, begging for absolution. Dr. Sophia Carter, a renowned psychologist with an unwavering belief in rationality, was intrigued by the legends surrounding the sanctuary. Drawn to uncover the truth behind the haunting whispers, she embarked on a journey to delve into the depths of the enigmatic structure. Accompanied by a team of scholars and researchers, Sophia ventured into the heart of the sanctuary, its towering walls bearing silent witness to the anguish trapped within. As they traversed the echoing corridors, each step seemed to awaken the spirits, their fragmented cries echoing through the stone walls. The atmosphere grew dense with sorrow, and shadows danced eerily amidst the flickering candlelight. Sophia's skepticism wavered as inexplicable phenomena manifested before her eyes. Objects moved of their own accord, and whispers echoed tales of past sorrows. Despite the unsettling occurrences, Sophia pressed on, driven by a determination to unearth the truth hidden within the sanctuary's haunted embrace. Her team, both intrigued and unnerved, observed the unfolding events with a mix of fascination and trepidation. In a chamber veiled in perpetual darkness, Sophia stumbled upon an ancient tome, its weathered pages bound in faded leather. The cryptic writings chronicled the tragic tales of the sanctuary's residents, each soul scarred by unfulfilled desires and unresolved regrets. As Sophia deciphered the cryptic accounts, a sense of empathy welled within her. She realized that the tormented spirits longed for acknowledgement and closure, their echoes a plea for redemption. In a resolute gesture, Sophia gathered her team and began a solemn ritual, an offering of understanding and compassion to the restless souls that haunted the sanctuary's halls. With each word spoken, she sought to unravel the tangled web of anguish that bound the spirits to their unresolved pasts. In a mesmerizing spectacle, the chamber filled with a haunting symphony of whispers, a cacophony of long-suppressed emotions surfacing from the depths of the sanctuary's history. Shadows coalesced into spectral forms, their faces etched with a mixture of despair and hope. Sophia, guided by an unspoken connection, spoke words of empathy and absolution. She shared their sorrows, acknowledging their pain, and offering a semblance of closure to the tormented souls that lingered within the sanctuary's confines. As the ritual reached its crescendo, a profound silence descended upon the chamber. The spectral figures, their ethereal forms radiant yet serene, acknowledged Sophia's compassion. With a tranquil nod, they dissipated into shimmering wisps of light, vanishing into the ethereal realms. A serene calm settled over the sanctuary, the oppressive atmosphere replaced by a sense of peace. Sophia and her team stood amidst the fading echoes of the spirits, a newfound reverence for the power of empathy and understanding filling their hearts. As they departed the sanctuary, Sophia carried with her the echoes of the tormented souls, their tales now etched into the annals of history as a testament to the sanctuary's transformation, from a haven of despair to a sanctuary of redemption. And in the silence that followed, the whispers of gratitude lingered in the air, a gentle reminder of the healing power of empathy and closure. Having facilitated the spectral release within the sanctuary of echoing whispers, Dr. Sophia Carter and her team emerged from the ancient halls, carrying with them an indelible sense of accomplishment and awe. The sanctuary, once steeped in spectral anguish, now exuded an aura of tranquility, as if the very essence of the place had been cleansed of its haunting afflictions. As they made their way back to the world beyond the sanctuary's walls, Sophia couldn't shake off the weight of the experience. The echoes of the tormented spirits lingered in her mind, their stories interwoven with her own, leaving an undeniable mark on her soul. Despite the passing days, Sophia found herself drawn back to the sanctuary in her thoughts, haunted by the unresolved stories she had encountered within its enigmatic confines. Her nights were restless, filled with fragmented whispers that echoed the agonies of the spirits she had encountered. Driven by an insatiable curiosity and a profound sense of responsibility, Sophia embarked on an arduous journey of research and introspection. She pored over ancient texts and delved into the annals of history, determined to unravel the untold tales of those who sought refuge within the sanctuary's walls. Her quest for understanding led her to disparate sources, forgotten manuscripts, cryptic artifacts, and the fading memories of the elderly townsfolk. With each revelation, Sophia uncovered the interconnected lives of the souls that had once sought solace within the sanctuary. The deeper she delved, the more she came to understand the intricacies of their sorrows, the heartaches, betrayals, and unfulfilled aspirations that had trapped these spirits within the sanctuary's spectral embrace. Driven by empathy and a sense of duty, Sophia sought to memorialize the stories of the sanctuary's former inhabitants. She meticulously documented their lives, weaving together the fragmented echoes of the past into a tapestry of empathy and remembrance. Months passed, and Sophia, consumed by her endeavor, found herself drawn back to the sanctuary. Armed with the culmination of her research, she returned, accompanied by historians, preservationists, and artists, all dedicated to honoring the legacy of the sanctuary and its spectral residents. Together they breathed new life into the old halls, transforming them into a living memorial, a sanctuary museum that recounted the tales of the past inhabitants. The walls bore witness to the lives once lived, adorned with artifacts and exhibits that chronicled the experiences of the tormented souls. As the museum took shape, visitors from far and wide were drawn to the sanctuary. They walked its hallowed halls, immersed themselves in the narratives of those who had found solace within its walls, and learned the importance of empathy and understanding in the face of profound suffering. Sophia, standing amidst the sanctuary-turned-museum, felt a sense of closure. The whispers that had once haunted her nights now resonated as poignant echoes of remembrance and appreciation. The spirits, no longer trapped in a realm of anguish, seemed to hover in the periphery, their presence a silent testament to the transformative power of empathy. The sanctuary of echoing whispers had transitioned from a forgotten haven of despair to a revered sanctuary of remembrance, a place where the echoes of past sorrows were heard, understood, and immortalized for generations to come. And as Sophia gazed upon the tranquility that now enveloped the sanctuary, she felt a profound sense of peace, knowing that the echoes of the tormented souls had found a place of honor and repose. Story 4. Shrouded in mist and veiled by the passage of time, the forgotten asylum stood as a haunting relic of the past. Its crumbling walls whispered forgotten tales of the lost souls who once sought refuge within its halls. Legends spoke of the asylum's enigmatic history, a haven turned prison for the afflicted, a sanctuary now consumed by spectral echoes. Dr. Thomas Harding, a psychologist known for his empathy and unwavering dedication, harbored a deep fascination with the stories surrounding the forgotten asylum. Driven by a desire to understand the obscured narratives, he embarked on a journey to unearth the untold truths buried within its walls. Accompanied by a team of researchers and historians, Thomas ventured into the depths of the dilapidated asylum, its decaying corridors resonating with the lingering whispers of the past. Shadows danced in the dimly lit hallways, and the air hung heavy with a palpable sense of despair. Despite the ominous ambience, Thomas pressed forward, determined to uncover the mysteries that had cloaked the asylum in a veil of haunting enigma. His team, a mix of trepidation and curiosity, followed as they navigated through the dark chambers. In an abandoned library covered in layers of dust and neglect, Thomas stumbled upon a collection of journals, tattered remnants of the asylum's forgotten history. The faded pages chronicled the lives of the afflicted, their struggles, fears, and the profound injustices they endured within the asylum's confines. As Thomas pored over the journals, a sense of empathy surged within him. He realized that the tormented souls yearned to have their stories acknowledged and validated, to be liberated from the shadows that had imprisoned their existence. Driven by compassion and a quest for redemption, Thomas gathered his team and embarked on a solemn mission, a ritual of understanding and acknowledgement aimed at providing solace to the lingering spirits trapped within the asylum's spectral embrace. In a chamber steeped in darkness, Thomas initiated the ritual, invoking words of empathy and remembrance for the forgotten souls. As he spoke, the atmosphere trembled with a profound energy, as if the very essence of the asylum responded to the collective plea for redemption. Spectral forms materialized, their ethereal presence a poignant reflection of the anguish and despair they had endured. Their eyes, brimming with emotions long suppressed, met Thomas's gaze, yearning for absolution. In a reverent gesture, Thomas acknowledged their suffering, speaking words of empathy and understanding. He shared their pain, acknowledging the injustices they had faced, and offered a semblance of closure to the tormented souls that lingered within the asylum's desolate chambers. As the ritual reached its apex, a serene calm descended upon the chamber. The spectral figures, their ethereal forms radiant yet solemn, acknowledged Thomas's compassion. With a tranquil nod, they dissipated into shimmering wisps of light, ascending towards an ethereal realm. A profound silence enveloped the forgotten asylum, the oppressive atmosphere replaced by a sense of peace. Thomas and his team stood amidst the fading echoes of the spirits, a newfound reverence for the power of empathy and understanding filling their hearts. As they departed the asylum, Thomas carried with him the echoes of the tormented souls, their stories etched into his soul as a testament to their memory. And in the silence that followed, the whispers of gratitude lingered in the air. After the solemn ritual at the forgotten asylum, Dr. Thomas Harding found himself haunted by the memories of the spectral encounter. The echoes of the tormented souls lingered in his thoughts, their tales intertwining with his own, leaving an indelible mark on his soul. Driven by an insatiable curiosity and a profound sense of responsibility, Thomas delved deeper into the forgotten history of the asylum. Nights turned into days as he pored over ancient archives, meticulously piecing together the fragmented narratives of the afflicted souls. His relentless pursuit of understanding led him to forgotten manuscripts, cryptic artifacts, and fading recollections from the few surviving town elders. With each revelation, Thomas unraveled the intertwined lives of those who had sought refuge within the asylum's walls. The deeper he delved, the more he comprehended the intricacies of their sorrows, the traumas, injustices, and the unbearable weight of societal ignorance that had confined these spirits within the asylum's spectral embrace. Empathy and a sense of duty guided Thomas's quest to provide closure to the tormented souls. He meticulously documented their lives, crafting a narrative that honored their existence, a testament to the forgotten and misunderstood. Months passed, and Thomas, consumed by his endeavor, returned to the asylum. Accompanied by historians, preservationists, and artists, he aimed to transform the dilapidated asylum into a memorial, a sanctuary of remembrance for the afflicted souls. Together, they breathed new life into the abandoned halls, transforming them into a living museum, a repository of the forgotten stories, adorned with artifacts and exhibits that chronicled the lives of the tormented souls. As the museum took shape, visitors from far and wide were drawn to the asylum. They walked its hallowed halls, immersed themselves in the narratives of those who had found refuge within its walls, and learned the importance of empathy and understanding in the face of profound suffering. Thomas, standing amidst the transformed asylum-turned-museum, felt a sense of closure. The whispers that had once haunted him now resonated as poignant echoes of remembrance and appreciation. The spirits, no longer trapped in a realm of anguish, seemed to hover in the periphery, their presence a silent testament to the transformative power of empathy. The forgotten asylum had transitioned from a haunting symbol of despair to a revered sanctuary of remembrance, a place where the echoes of forgotten souls were heard, understood, and immortalized for generations to come. As Thomas gazed upon the tranquil asylum, now a haven of redemption and empathy, he felt a profound sense of peace, knowing that the echoes of the tormented souls had found a place of honor and solace. And in the serenity that followed, the whispers of gratitude lingered in the air, a gentle reminder of the healing power of empathy and remembrance.